G'day, Koala Man here. Voice reveal. Shocking, I know. I'm planning to make a video soon on BB-MO-8, going into detail on how I solved the stage, but that might take a while, so in the meantime I thought I'd record this. So last night I managed to fully clear the Barbel event mini annihilation on my first attempt, so no failures or restarts. It's not super difficult by mini annihilation standards, but it's still the first time I've managed to clear one first try, so I'm pretty proud about that. A bit of a disclaimer, this isn't a guide. You're probably going to have different units to what I have, but who knows, maybe the general strategy will work out for you anyway. So you're free to use it as a guide if you want, it's just not necessarily the purpose of this video. So my plan is to go into a bit more detail on how I face hard stages, what do I do with them. I'll do that in my upcoming video, the one I mentioned earlier that I'm making, but just to give a quick snapshot, I first had a look at the wiki page for the stage, and also Kiostin V's guide video, link in the description. I did that mostly just to get an idea of the enemies I'll be facing and what paths they're going to take. I then picked my team. Being a mini annihilation with a variety of enemies, I mostly just picked my best units, prioritising those with good AFK skills. The deployment limit is 9, Myrtle and Bagpipe will be retreated after the initial rush, and I didn't use Podenko at all, I just took her along since she is waifu. Then I planned my deployments. General strategy was to focus all my units on the bottleneck in the northeast, near the blue boxes. As usual in annihilations, the starting enemies are pretty weak, which lets me deploy my ranged units and medics first, and my tankier melee units later on to draw aggro for the harder hits. So, let's get started.
I shall
Alright,
protect
start with Myrtle, Bagpipe and Golden Glow. We'll be activating Myrtle's skill on cooldown for the first couple of minutes. Gotta print that DP.
I'll do my best to keep everyone safe.
Next unit I'll deploy is Typhon, get that infinite skill charging. I've just got to wait on Myrtle's next skill activation so I have enough DP. There we go.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Good timing.
And her skill was pretty quick the first time.
What's in the document?
Pop it.
Nature should not be disturbed.
The enemies have started coming, but Typhon and Golden Glow will mostly get them before they cause any issues.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Telopsis, tea applesauce, whatever you want to call her. Activate Bagpipe skill, since the enemies are coming harder now, and I can deploy Lumen too.
It's fine. As long as
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
As Bagpipe comes off skill, Typhon will be
Stay calm
ready.
and make your move. Nature should not be disturbed.
Kaebu's turn. She'll have an important job to do later.
You got me.
And now Lumen
at
is
your
ready.
disposal. Please stay calm.
Okay, so
As long as you
normally
keep
I'd
it
start deploying melee units around about now, but one of the medals involves using the chain mechanics a certain number of times. I think it's 10 times. I wanted to make sure I did that. So the ranged units are more than enough to prevent any leaks for a while, so I just leave it for the next minute or so and keep popping Myrtle's skill. As you can see, Typhon and Golden Glow are just way too good for these enemies.
Almost does that. Gather around it, guys.
Not even making it to Bagpipe. Waiting.
Whew. I have to get serious now.
Come on, get over here.
Gather around it, guys.
Now, these Lancer guys look scary, but I don't need to worry about them. They're all going to go by the top lane for now, which means firstly Typhon's going to keep stunning them.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
and then they're going to run into the chain, which is exactly what I want. They just keep coming. One by one.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
And there we are. Now it's time to retreat the vanguards. They did their job. The guards and the defenders get their turn.
And then you sneeze. Do your best this job, or I'll be really bored.
From here, the team's all set up. Not going to need any more changes, just a very occasional skill activation. So one Lancer's coming up the bottom path, so I'm going to activate Shu's skill. I don't really need it for the healing. Lumen and Telopsis have that covered, but it does create more of the green stuff. And Thorn's skill is not ready, so I'm going to have to wait on that. Come on, you're killing them too quickly, Typhon. Now, the Capybaras. Very tanky and they hit hard, but the defenders can handle them. The big unblockable guys, on the other hand, they're probably the biggest challenge in this stage. Some of them will get too close to leaking for comfort. Thorns is ready. But anyway, that's what KOB is there for. To deal with the unblockable guys, especially those who come by the bottom path. You can see one right there. KOB melts high defense with her talent, so she's perfect for this situation.
You'll have to try harder than that.
You see how quick he went down? Capybara's on his way. And it's not really causing any issues. And pop Thorns the skill again.
Can you do it?
So now Thorns has gone infinite, there's not much to do for a while, we can just wait and let things happen. This guitar guy is why I wanted Telopsis in my team for AoE healing, but as you can see, he goes down long before he enters range anyway. And now we wait. We're not even halfway yet. In terms of enemies, we're still in the 90s. And here comes one of the hovering enemies. I feel like if those guys move faster or they hit harder, they could be a bit more annoying, and maybe they are to less built teams, I don't know. But honestly, from where I stand, they're a little bit of a joke. Just look at him, moving like a turtle, so slow. He's going to stay out of Typhon's range, but that's okay. Thorns is going to make short work of him once he gets close enough. Finally. There he goes. And now I've got the first of the arts cannons. Not much of an issue. As you can see, Shu can tank it pretty comfortably. We'll get more of the hover guys now. And some more. And even more. And you see what I mean? Even with 5 of the upgraded hovery enemies all shooting Typhon and Lumen, who are a couple of my squishiest units, they're still barely doing anything. I think these enemies are a bit undertuned, honestly. Yeah. I meant it when I said this is one of the easier mini annihilation stages. I had pretty much the same team for the Operation Loosened Arrowhead mini annihilation, the Ella event, but I had to put a lot more thought into that one, and I had a few more failures. I'm very glad there aren't any of those invisible assassins here, and there aren't too many of the upgraded guitar enemies. They could have caused more issues in bigger numbers. Meanwhile, we get some of the upgraded launchers. And I probably don't need
I wasn't
this,
supposed to rant
but
and
just
roam
being
the
cautious.
weeds, mounds and ruins.
bloom fields.
But yeah, no issues there really. And now I've got a chain cutter. And those guys can be annoying since they're so tanky, and you often want to kill them quick before they can cut chains and wreck your entire strategy. But at this point in the stage, I'm not even using the chains anyway. And so Shu will block while Thorns gradually whittles him down. Going. There we go. And we've got another arch cannon. Matacorn can take those hits fine. Now we're coming up to the one point in the stage where I need to be a bit careful. These are the upgraded big enemies, and they're going to come in packs over the next little while. This one you can see coming up the bottom. This one could leak if I'm not careful, but this is why Kobe's in the team. She's going to come up clutch here. And here's the problem, as you can see, 3 of them at once. There we go. Kobe's doing the job. And now, things should be alright. We don't end up facing another situation like this for the rest of this stage, thankfully. Just 20 odd enemies left, we're nearly there. Now who's next? More lancers and a bit of a horde. I guess these guys could cause problems if I didn't have much in the way of ranged DPS, but as you can see, Typhon's just picking them off easily. And meanwhile, we're getting more hovery enemies, more lancers, really nothing we haven't already dealt with. Only real challenge is these 2 capybaras coming at once, so defender skill just in case. And now finally we get a couple of the car guys. One of them's coming now, so DPS him down. There we go, pretty much no damage done. Waiting for the other one to come, here he is. And done. Now all we need to do is just wait for this last guy. Taking his sweet time. And that's it. Mission accomplished. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching. Please leave a comment if you've got any thoughts, anything you think I could have done better, any questions you might have. Or if you ended up using something like this yourself, I'd love to know. But, that's it for this video. Hooroo!